and good morning to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, it's almost noon. I've been working on all the produce matchups and I got them all done, so yay. Now I'm going to take like a break and probably have lunch. But I had pizza for breakfast because we had leftover pizza. So like, you know what, I'll just have that for breakfast. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I don't eat like a lot of sweets for breakfast. Like I don't like cereal. I don't like having sugary things for breakfast. Pop-Tarts, cereal, like even fruit and stuff like that. Yogurt I can do with if I put granola in it, but I don't like sweet stuff. And Grandma is outside taking a walk somewhere. I'm gonna see if I can find her for you guys. Okay guys, do you see our glass? I think I was trying to explain this to you guys yesterday when I showed you the moon, but there she is. She's taking a walk. I told her if she walks from this corner all the way down to the other end of our block down there, it's 1 mile. And so she's trying to do 1 mile. I don't know if she sees me or what she's looking at. Whatever it is, she looks very confused. But, so she wants to do 1 mile, but she's only allowed to walk where we can see her because she has fallen, like, several times outside, and, like, when she's taken long walks. And so she's not allowed to walk where we can't see her, so that if she does end up falling down, like, we can see her and go and help her, obviously. So, since she's gotten her walker, or gotten back from my aunt's house, so we've said she's only allowed to walk on this part of our street because we can see everything all the way down to the corner down there and all the way back to this corner. So she's allowed to do that back and forth and not cross the streets because I don't know if you guys knew, but she had a stroke, and so she's actually like, I want to say 3/4 blind in one eye or something like that, or like half blind in one eye or something like that, but like she can't see very well on, I don't know if it's the left or right, I don't know, I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. But anyway, so she's not allowed to cross the street either, even though honestly she does well crossing the street, but we just, like, it's for safety reasons. So she wants to walk 1 mile, and you know, me and my mom, we do our 1.5 mile walk down to the park and back. So Grandma wants to do it, and so I went on my phone and I used the map app on my phone to figure out what point of 1 mile it would be to see how many times she'd have to walk from that end back here. So I told her it's 0.1 of a mile. So she has to do it 10 times basically to get to a mile. So she's been walking back and forth 10 times. So like the neighbors are probably gonna see her and be like, why is she walking back and forth 10 times? But yeah, she's like so cute. She's probably already like a good ways down there, but she was honestly like back, I almost want to say after she had her stroke at the very beginning. I don't know why, but she's had multiple surgeries after she had her stroke, but right after she had her stroke, or right before she had her stroke, I think it was, she was up to like, I want to say it was almost 7 miles a day or something like that. Like, she was crazy walking. Like, she'd walk like literally all over town and stuff like that, like multiple times a day. And so she'd like go to antique store, she'd go to like all kinds of places and stuff like that, but now she's not allowed to anymore. But she wants to get back up to walking like that well, and so we told her that we could possibly start taking her walking with us again when she like has enough stamina, because right now she doesn't. And so she's like, okay, well then I'm gonna do mile walk every single day so that then I can keep up with you guys, because we know like we're gonna get like all the way down, you know, we power walk too, so that's why we're like, you know, trying to get her with us. We're trying to cut our time down, and so trying to have her come with us is not in the best interest of anybody walking really, because she's gonna feel bad she can't keep up. And
12 blocks. How many is there?
1 mile, a little less than 1.5 miles.
My legs are shaking. I'm not used to walking.
Hi puppies. Hi, so I'm making some chicken for dinner. This is like, I don't know, it's just got a bunch of seasoning on it, though it was a split chicken breast, and I cut it up, got all the skin off, and then up here I'm going to boil some water for some corn on the cob. for tonight. This is the seasoned chicken pieces, and then we're also having some corn as well for dinner. Look at Ike sleeping with a creeper. Look at that cute little puppy face over there. Hi, bae. Are you my bae? Huh? Oh my goodness, it's so cute. And then we got Pussy over here. Pussy! Guys, it's game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Finals. Game 1 of the finals. So, we're losing already. But, you know, it's not very, I don't know, they're not in it right now. So, let's see if after this intermission, which will be coming up in like 10 or so minutes. Guys, Ike's still snuggling with the creeper over there. And Matthew's shorts. What are his shorts doing in the living room? Oh, he's such a cutie. Ike, do you know you're a cutie bear? And there's Pussy! Pussy! Oh, we can't see you. Guys, look what I made for my dinner tonight. I don't know if you guys can, I don't even think this light works. Oh, it does. So I made some of this delicious hash brown spinach tomato pie. It's supposed to be more of like a quiche, kind of like a breakfast quiche a little bit, because it calls for 4 eggs, but if you guys have watched my earlier vlogs, you guys know I do not eat a lot of eggs just because of the texture on my stomach. It's like really hard. So, I only add 2 eggs, and I mix it in well enough with the cheese and with the potatoes that I really hardly can even taste it in here, and it's not in like a large concentrated amount. So that's fine, but I put that in, you mix that in with a little bit of milk, salt and pepper, and then I added a little bit of garlic salt this time as well, and then I steamed some of the spinach, and then added some tomatoes, mozzarella cheese on the top with the hash browns, but I used the like non-shredded hash browns, the other type of hash browns, which they're so good. I like them. I don't know, I've never had it with shredded hash browns, but this kind is delicious. I love this. So hopefully it turned out, the last time I made it, it didn't turn out exactly like it did the first time I made it. So I'm hoping this time, because I made it in the glass bowl, when I make it in the non-glass, the like, what's it called, the metal ones, it doesn't turn out as well, I don't think. So this should be delicious. And we won!
I know. I saw your text.
I know all of them!
You see, Matthew didn't miss anything because he scored in the 3rd period.
Yeah. Both
I
goals.
listened to the radio, so I heard Versteeg scored. Versteeg scored the first, not Versteeg, Teravainen scored the first one, and then he stole the second one and scored. He gave it to Vermette. So that line had.
Dad, can you get?
Yeah, but it was hilarious because I was like, I was telling Matthew because they kept saying, they're like, oh, Quinville keeps switching up his lines. They're like, he just can't find anything that fit. And finally in the 3rd period, I was like, I think they found something that fit. So as you guys heard, the Hawks won. Dad actually had to work, so I was texting him like literally every like couple of minutes and like giving him updates, like any big play or something like that. And yeah, so it was pretty funny. There's like 50 text messages from me like, oh, they've got the puck, they're doing well. Oh, they don't have the puck, they're doing good, they can't get out of their zone. Yeah, that was most of them. But then like they came around and Crawford played like a beast. Honestly, he was like all over the place. You guys, honestly, too, that first goal was like by the hand of God they got it. I mean, that was, honestly, I'll give it to them. That was an amazing play. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that amazing before. The redirect, it was like so perfect. But so I will give them that one. But Crawford stopped everything else after that. So awesome. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna head to bed. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys too. I told you I was gonna tell you guys my weird, crazy dream from the other night. So, okay, if you guys remember two nights ago, I told you guys I had allergies when I went to bed. And it was making my nose all stuffy, and you guys could tell if you guys watched the vlog, not from yesterday, but the vlog from 2 days ago. So, I had a stuffy nose, and it was like I was all congested on one side of my nose. And for some reason, I had a dream that I was in like a boat accident or plane crash or something, and it was in the middle of the ocean. And for some reason, like, everybody survived. It wasn't like one of those type of dreams. It wasn't a nightmare. But for some reason, everybody who I was with decided that we should all live underwater in this, like, underwater house. The thing was, the underwater house was haunted, and it wasn't like just a house underwater. It was like a house underwater that, like, sometimes you could breathe and sometimes you couldn't breathe, and, like, it didn't make sense to me. And, like, the thing was, like, I was trying to figure out why I couldn't breathe, or like why I could breathe sometimes. And I think the reason I had the dream was because I had a stuffy nose when I went to bed that night. Is that weird how, like, have you guys ever had that where, like, you'll have a dream and it's like your subconscious telling you something that's really happening? Like, there was one time that my dog, my old dog, this was before we had Bliss or Ike, or we might have had, I don't think we had, yeah, we might have had Ike, but no, we didn't. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so I had a dream that what he would do a lot of times is, like, when he would cough, he'd cough and he'd, like, dry heave almost. Like, he wouldn't actually, like, throw up, but he'd just, like, cough so much that he ended up sounding like he would. And so there was one time I remember being asleep, but I remember almost being awake, and I hear him, and I knew it was him throwing up, but for some reason, or, you know, not throwing up, but, like, dry heaving, and for some reason, I thought I had thrown up in the middle of the night, and it was, like, in my dream, but it was my subconscious, like, while I was still asleep. So bizarre. And this was kind of the same thing because I had a stuffy nose, and so, there was one time, too, I think I took my vitamins right before I went to bed, and so, like, it was kind of upsetting my stomach, and so I dreamed that I had to have, like, an appendectomy. I had to have my appendix removed. So anyways, I had one of those dreams because my stomach was bothering me because of that. So isn't that, like, really random how, like, sometimes, like, things can actually affect you physically, like, in your non-subconscious, but then it affects your subconscious too. That was the same thing with this dream. It was so random. Like, we're living underwater, but at the same time too, this house was haunted, and there was, like, this, like, vent that was, like, up on the ceiling, and for some reason this, like, ghost was throwing Tupperware at me, and I had to catch the Tupperware. It's so random. It's hilarious. It's cracking me up. But, yeah, so that was my really random dream. But I have to know, like, if that ever happens to you guys, do you guys ever have, like, those really random type dreams where it's, like, in your subconscious, but it actually is affecting you, like, in real life, kind of? Like, you know, if somebody is saying something to you, but you actually think they're saying something to you in your dream. Like, you know, your mom's coming to wake you up for school or something like that, and you, like, hear her, and you're like, oh my gosh, my mom's waking me up for school, but wait, I'm late for school, or, you know, something like that. And so, yeah, but it's so bizarre to me when that kind of stuff happens. But I think it was because I was all congested from my allergies that I ended up having a dream about not being able to breathe underwater, but I was able to breathe underwater. Because it was, like, one side of my nostril that was, like, all congested, the other one was fine. So I think it had something to do with that. Like, I could only breathe sometimes in this dream. Anyway, I know, guys, the randomness of my brain. Anyway, though, if you guys enjoyed the vlog for today, give it a thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. So, bye, guys!
If you like the content in this video, then don't forget to subscribe right here. If you guys want to check out my couponing channel, subscribe right here.
If you guys want to find more fun videos, check out this channel, Nizi Fam.